You know, I've had a wonderful life. But there was one part of my childhood, and I don't really talk about this very much. I just remember as I was in grade school, Linda Brown and her sister would stand on a corner, and we would wait for this raggedy bus to come pick us up. This was in Topeka, Kansas. At that time, I didn't really pay too much attention. I just thought that's the way it was supposed to be. A lawyer by the name of Thurgood Marshall, he had found 13 black families that wanted to be a part of this suit. And my family was one of those families. This was Brown versus the Board of Education. Now, all of us can go to school, through junior high school and through high school. And I played sports. I was pretty good. But my forte was basketball. So I ended up going to a major university, and I got a degree. You know, this little country bumpkin from Topeka, Kansas. It was a requirement that everybody go at least 2 years of ROTC. I stayed in ROTC till the fourth year. I was able to fulfill the requirements to become a second lieutenant. So I walked across the stage and they gave me a commission in the United States Air Force. I will always remember my mother pinning that gold bar as a second lieutenant on my right shoulder, and my sister that gold bar on my left shoulder. They wanted me to try out for the All-American Armed Forces team. They were great ball players from every place. I flew around and made that team. I was one of the top 12 in the world. I was the only Air Force guy on that team. I was not going to be able to play basketball my whole 20 years in the Air Force, and I really did have a job. I started working toward becoming a commander in the Air Force. I ended up being selected as a commander out at Luke Air Force Base. I was one of the commanders in EMS, Equipment Maintenance Squadron. I was commander of 1,200 or 1,300 men and women. They were handpicked from around the United States and also overseas to work on the fighter aircraft, which were the F-15s at that time. They were called Eagle Keepers. I retired after 20 years. Looking back, it was a wonderful 20 years of my life having spent in the United States Air Force. When I retired from the Air Force, I was a psychotherapist for approximately 16 years, but I was also opening up franchises with Great Clips. Great Clips, it took off, and I started opening up more franchises, and I have 13 now. Here I am, commander of the squadron. Now people think I'm cutting hair. I said, well, no, I'm not. What I do, I manage people.
I came to his organization because of the way he talked about his staff like they were family. I mean, it's his values.
My dad enlisted in 1942. I met Bill in 1992. And after meeting Bill, my dad was over the moon because Bill was commander of all races, all ethnicities.
There's always a closeness. There's always a bond that's automatically there. You don't see that any place. I still feel that closeness.
It's like a family. They have your back the whole time.
He is someone that others look up to.
And they really get behind him and respect him for the man he is.
There's so many things that you can do. Just give it some thought.
I think a hero is someone who willingly engages in selfless acts.
Stylists will go on their days off. They'll do split shifts. They like to go out and help the community.
They really care about our veterans. And I'm so glad that they feel this way.
When we do things as a team.
I'm actually the newest person on the staff. They're veterans in the game, so they teach me a lot.
Really a tribute to this organization that they've built a community that wants to help veterans.
I would never change anything. I did the best that I could with what I had. I did my job. I worked hard in order for me to achieve, and things worked out well for me.
We make sure that everyone does say thank you.
I like that.